Hello, Dinesh.
Hello, madam.
Welcome. How are you doing?
Yeah, I am fine. How about you?
I'm doing well too. So let me introduce you to our viewers first. So Dinesh is working as a manager at the Union Bank of India. Last year, he applied to a few good programs and his application was unsuccessful. This year, with no change in his profile, he partnered with myEssayReview and applied to some Canadian and US B schools. He was interviewed by 3 out of 6 schools and is now all set to start his MBA journey at the prestigious Schulich program. Congratulations, Dinesh. How does it feel?
Thank you very much, and thank you for giving a brief introduction about me. Yes, as you said, I started with my MBA journey by applying to 2 business schools last year. In fact, I partnered with a local consultancy here in Chennai, and I applied to Robert Smith School of Business and Purdue University's Cranard Business School. I was rejected by Cranard Business School, and my application was waitlisted by Robert H. Smith. And finally, they denied admission, stating that they were not in a position to offer me admission at that point of time. So both the schools I applied ended up in that rejection category only. So I was not able to succeed last time. But however, this time, as you said, I was interviewed by 3 business schools. York University Schulich School of Business, and Rochester University's Simon School of Business, and Georgetown University's McDonald School of Business.
And these are high-ranking schools.
Yes, yes. And out of that, I have been offered admission by Schulich School of Business, and I am set to pursue my MBA journey from September 4th of this year.
Great. Dinesh, can you tell us about yourself? Where are you from? Where and what did you study as undergrad? And what do you do now?
I'm a BTech graduate. In fact, the first graduate to complete graduation with a professional expertise in my immediate family. So we hail from a town called Madurai in Tamil Nadu. Basically, it is a temple town, well known right from the ancestral times. So apart from that, there is there isn't any scope for a lot of industrialization or metropolitan culture. So it was a heritage city basically. So I completed my BTech in Information Technology from MEPCO Engineering College. At the time when I graduated out of that college, it was among top 5 colleges, engineering colleges in Tamil Nadu. I graduated out, and for personal reasons, though I got employment offer from Cognizant Technology Solutions at the time of graduation, I was not able to take up my job with Cognizant Technology Solutions. For personal reasons, I took up an employment offer, that is the job offer as a consultant in the Hotel Heritage Residency, which was at that time newly constructed in my hometown. So for 3 years, I worked with Hotel Heritage Residency, and I played a significant role in getting the property listed in online travel aggregators. And also, I was instrumental in opening up the key services of hotel to the outside public. Earlier, they were exclusively reserved for the guests who stayed in the hotel. So thereby, I opened up the additional avenue for the hotel to generate revenues. That was my significant contribution in those 3 years. After that, I appeared for Indian Banking Personnel Selection Exam, which is the exam participated by approximately 10 lakh candidates every year to gain a job in Indian public sector banking. So I cracked that exam in my first attempt, and I joined Union Bank of India as probationary officer in 2012. For the first 5 years, I worked in Delhi. For the first 2 years as the deputy branch head, and the next 3 years as the financial inclusion in charge at regional office Delhi South. So my posting at regional office Delhi South coincided with the new government, that is NDA one government in India, the government which set financial inclusion as its topmost priority. Mm-hmm. So From there, I have been continuously associated with financial inclusion. And in 2017, I got promoted as a manager, and I was transferred to Chennai. So I came back to my hometown, and here I continue as manager of financial inclusion, along with the additional responsibility as manager of fraud risk management. So
Right.
these are the key areas at the moment for Indian banking industry. So anyone you ask in Indian banking industry, they would say these two are the
Yes.
sensational issues, burning issues in Indian banking industry.
And you have been handling these sensational issues. When did you start thinking about MBA?
The first thought that came to my mind was in 2014. That was when I did my diploma in treasury, investment, and risk management. So first 2 years, I was fully engaged in completing my JAIB and CAIB. These two are reputed certifications in India for a banking professional. So once I was done with that, next I wanted to learn something and get exposed to something new, which I have never heard before. So that way, I thought of doing diploma in treasury, investment, and risk management, and I also completed that in first class. So when I started learning basic things about other aspects of finance, say like treasury, valuation, mergers and acquisitions, currency exchange, forex exchange, and arbitrage on that. So
Mhm.
those kind of subjects, it created an interest in me. So that was the starting moment, I would say. And that was also the moment when Dr. Raghuram Rajan took over as governor of Reserve Bank of India. So I always admire him as my role model, who I often try to imitate. So and he was also a widely respected person in our banking industry in India.
Right.
So I also had a belief that the global exposure and the kind of knowledge that he inculcated, that gained him huge respect among masses. So that was also a belief in me. So these things just inculcated a thought in my mind that yes, I should go for an MBA so that I can also develop myself, and also I can serve the society in a better way.
Right. And now you are going to fulfill that dream of yours.
Yeah.
Dinesh, can you tell us about your GMAT prep? Given your super demanding job at the bank, I understand that it was pretty challenging for you.
I started my GMAT preparation in 2017. So my first GMAT attempt was in March 2017. I started with GMAT preparation by going through various websites and study materials in the internet only. That was the initial stage of preparation, and I gave my first attempt with that preparation. And my score was 630 in my first attempt. So with that, I knew very well that my score was not competitive among top business school probable applicants. So I just wanted to retake my GMAT. And in between that, I got my promotion and I got transferred to Chennai. So I had to pursue my further preparation on GMAT only from Chennai. So I enrolled myself with consultancy in Chennai, and I started going for the classes to learn GMAT. So it was a two months long course, and after the course, when I retook my GMAT, the score did not improve significantly. In fact, it came down by 10 points. So I knew that yes, I was wrong somewhere, basically in grasping the concepts. Because in GMAT, I feel that that is very essential. Rather than the number of hours you spend, it is the quality time that you put to prepare for the GMAT.
That's
There
true.
are many online coaching centers. There are many physical coaching centers. Most of them, they say that we teach GMAT in 100 hours, we teach GMAT in 120 hours. It is not that hours that matter, but it is the quality time that you put in for the preparation that matters.
I
In
agree.
my case, the main reason that I was not able to improve my score significantly, because my work is, as you said, it is so demanding that I spend at least 11 to 12 hours every day in commuting, working, and coming back to home. I leave my home at 8:30 in the morning. I come back at 8:30 in the night. So the real problem was that once you come back at 8:30 in the night after 12 hours of work, and if you sit with a reading comprehension, that to a lengthy passage at 10 o'clock, it is natural that anyone will feel sleepy. So these kind of issues, candidates should manage effectively because they know what is their strength. I was not in a position to get up early in the morning and prepare for GMAT because I also have a 2-year old kid. So my morning preparation would definitely depend on the kind of sound sleep that I have on the previous night.
Very
So
true.
in my case, morning preparation was not possible. But if it is a late night preparation, candidates, those who prepare for GMAT, they should adequately ensure that they are fresh in mind and they are able to apply the concepts, whatever they learn effectively, even in that night 10 or 11 hours, whatever it is. So this is one suggestion that I wanted to give.
Yeah. And what was the score that you applied with?
Score I have applied with to Schulich is 640. So
And
that
you got
10
in.
months was able to improve was in the subsequent year. And another major mistake that I did while appearing for GMAT was that I appeared for the exam too frequently. That people cannot imagine that in 2017 I gave 3 attempts within a span of 2 months time, and again in 2018 I gave 3 attempts again within a span of 2 months time. So that was the biggest mistake. So by the time I realized that yes, I'm giving too many attempts within a short span of time, I have almost exhausted 5 to 6 attempts. So nothing much was left out after that. I had only one, or because now there is a bar on number of attempts that a candidate can take. I think it's
Right.
8 attempts in the entire lifetime. So it was then that I realized yes, I'm left only with the 2 more attempts. At least let me reserve that for some other contingency if at all it arises in future. So that mistake I advise that candidates should not do. They should have sufficient preparation time. They should introspect the mistakes, whatever they have done, where they are lagging in the conceptual part. So based on that, and they have to work on that. Only after that, when they feel confident, then they should schedule the next attempt. This is my sincere advice to the candidates.
That's good. They would learn from your mistakes. Anyways, you got into a very good program because other parts of your profile were very strong. So what are your career goals, Dinesh?
My short-term goal is to become an associate in a reputed investment banking company. Then I also, through my hard work and diligence, I plan to rise to the position of vice president. I also have an idea to do chartered financial analyst certification parallelly, so that I can propel my rise to its senior vice president or a director. Apart from that, I also have a long-term goal to commence or advise, mentor a financial startup in India to enable that company in helping the investment decisions of Indians who are not part of the main financial stream yet.
That's good. Dinesh, can you share your application strategy, preparation, and planning with our viewers?
My first advice would be that the candidates who plan to apply for the business program should be ready with their resume, because that will be the base for everything that you work further on. So when I started my preparation, first I ensured that after giving GMAT, this is the second phase. So preparing for the GMAT and giving your exam, that will be a different phase. That will be the first phase. And after that, candidates should focus on their resume and ensure that the resume is in good shape. So once these things are set, the next step would be shortlisting the list of B schools that you will be applying. Because in my case, as my GMAT score was low, that significantly limited the number of schools that I had to choose. But candidates who have competitive GMAT scores, they'll be having plenty of choices. So in that scenario, they had to go to the website of individual universities, search each and every aspect of the program in that, whether it is a fee structure or student run clubs or the electives that the students will be studying, or what are the exchange programs they are having, industry collaboration, placement records. These are all a few important aspects which I browsed and found out from each of the university's websites. In my case, as my interests are in finance, so even in Schulich School of Business website, I went to that employment records, and my attention was towards what is the proportion of the students cohort that got placed in finance industry during the last year.
Right.
So that kind of analysis and plan students must have, so that they can shortlist the best possible universities where they will also be a right fit, as well as university also will find the student as the right fit in their culture.
Right. I know your school research was pretty comprehensive.
Yes.
I
So
remember the Excel
you,
sheet.
you're there to take care of the remaining things, rest of the things.
It was your hard work as well. So, looking back, what was the most challenging aspect of the school admission process? How did you approach that challenge and overcome it? And what would you advise other MBA applicants who are facing similar challenges?
Most of the business schools, they have a holistic admission process. So I would suggest students not to focus on any one particular thing and miss out on something else. So in my case, as you said, GMAT score was below par. That is fine. But as other parts of applications had its own strengths, I was able to secure admission in a reputed business school. Similarly, there are three phases. One is GMAT preparation and attempting GMAT. The second is application preparation and submission of application. And the third is the interview part. So I personally feel that all these three phases of application part are equally important. So
which one I'm sorry to interrupt, which one you found most challenging?
in my case, I found the application submission process as the most challenging, because I had an additional pressure as I had a low GMAT score. Secondly, so the thing is, in my case, I went back each and every day I went back to each and every day of my professional life to recollect and bring out something best which I had done in the last 7 years. So I felt that really challenging, because revisiting 7 into 365 days was really difficult for me. But the thing is, I had to strengthen my application so that my below par GMAT score doesn't affect the probability of my selection. But otherwise, in my case, this is the scenario. But otherwise, I would say that candidates should focus on all these three aspects equally.
I agree. So this year you applied as a reapplicant after an unsuccessful application last year. In what ways your application has improved this time? What advice you have for the reapplicants? First, in what ways your application has improved? And then what advice you have for the reapplicants?
My application this year has not improved very significantly. That 10 marks improvement in GMAT, that is one. And apart from that, yes, I did couple of accomplishments in my professional life, but I would say that it was not that significant achievement that it would swing the decision of admissions committee wildly in my favor. It was not that kind of achievement. So regarding my profile, only this 10 marks improvement in GMAT was there. Apart from that, I found a right consultant this time. Secondly, I shortlisted right school where the school also will find me as the best fit. So these two are the major changes that happened this time, which helped me to secure admission in the university. And for prospective reapplicants, my suggestion is that they should not lose heart, and they should focus more time, and they should dedicate more energy on finding the right business schools, so that they can present their fullest strength to that school and have a good probability of selection from that school.
And do you think they should find the right consultant as well?
Sorry?
do you think they should find the right consultant as well?
Yes, absolutely. It matters a lot because in my previous years endeavor to apply for B schools, none of those two B schools were selected by me. All those two schools were just suggested by my consultant, and I readily obliged. Okay, we shall go and apply.
This
So
time,
because this time you gave me that liberty and you guided me, you handheld me that this is your profile, this is your strength, this is your weakness. Go and identify schools based on these criteria. So that helped me to find out a better list of schools this time.
right. So last year you had worked with a consulting firm. Was it an in-person consultation? Or
No, it was not in-person consultation, but I had one meeting with my consultant. After that, when we started working on my application, I never went and met her. It was purely online communication only.
Okay.
Mostly telephonic communications, not even online, where we both of us saw each other's face. It was mostly telephonic conversation.
In our case, it was online consulting only. We had 3-4 meetings, and the rest of the communication we had for 3-4 months was through emails only. So do you think this method of communication worked better for you? Email communication?
Absolutely. This mode of communication worked best for me because, as I told you earlier, 12 hours in my regular day's life is almost gone for profession related commitments. So in the remaining time that I have hardly 2 to 3 hours when I am awake every day. So this can be the best mode of communication for me. But still, I can say that to the best of my ability, I had prepared a very good application to all the schools that I applied.
Right.
And this mode of communication was a significant factor in helping me out present such an application.
Thank you. So what are your interests and hobbies? I know you have been very actively involved in voluntary work and you have some very interesting hobbies as well. So would you like to say something about that to our viewers?
Outside of the work, I tutor underprivileged children in an orphanage home here in Chennai during weekends. I teach mathematics, English, and computer science to those students. And one thing that I wanted to point out here is that during my Schulich's interview, same question was put forth before me, that what are your interests outside of the work. So when I just told them about this, they immediately went ahead and they asked for the contact number of the person who is running that home. So the thing is, when candidates they are confident of saying something to the interviewer, they should ensure that whenever cross questions pops up from the interviewer, you are confident enough to answer that as well. So I had that contact number of the person in my mobile, though I didn't remember his mobile number readily. So I asked for a minute excuse, went back, took my mobile, came back, and I just gave him his mobile number. So the thing is, we cannot present stories. So there is very much a probability that later I also came to know that they called over to his mobile number and they had verified whether such a person was there volunteering for tutoring. The thing is, students should be a bit careful on whatever information they are presenting to the interview. So this is one aspect. So apart from this, I also have other interests. I'm good in pencil sketching, and I'm a part of a group, the largest group in Chennai, which goes for regular bicycling. Earlier, I used to bicycle only during weekends. Now it has become almost a daily affair. Daily, we go for bicycle ride of say 30 to 40 kilometers. So these are the other interests that I have apart from my work.
Right. Very interesting. So you have a very good profile and you have been successful at a very good school. So is there anything that you would like to tell us that I haven't asked?
The interview, I feel that it was very comprehensive and we covered all the aspects of 6 months of association between us. The only thing that I wanted to tell the candidates is that they should be confident in whatever they do. In interviews, they should try to present themselves differently. In this context, I would also like to give an example of my McDonald's application, that there was a component called video interview, where in McDonald's I was supposed to present myself to my prospective batchmates within 1 minute time. So when I was interviewed by McDonald's, my interviewer told me that 1 minute video played a major role in them shortlisting me for the interview. Because I told them in that interview that I have a very good skill in pencil sketching. So, and I also make it a habit to pencil sketch my most valued colleague or friend. So, I'm looking forward to meet that most valued friend amongst you. So, that was the way I presented myself in that 1 minute video. So, the thing is, the candidates, they should try to present themselves differently. Because a cohort that they are looking for, student of 300 to 400, each one is different. So that's how they are trying to pick up the candidate, so that each one can learn from every other student. So it is very important that the students present the different side of them to the admissions committee.
Yeah, you have written about your pencil sketching hobby in many of your written essays as well. I remember you sketched your 2-year-old daughter also, and you made a sketch of Abul Kalam Azad. Dr. Abul Kalam also. Yeah, I remember that you wrote that in your essays. Anyways, Dinesh, it was wonderful chatting with you. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and I wish you good luck with your Schulich experience and continued success in your career. Thank you so much.
I also wish all the prospective applicants best wish and good luck to achieve all their ambitions and future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.